Congratulations and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
Boom.
unnecessary.
You kidding me? You can't be out of range? What? Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here with a noble Paris fighting beside his exemplary slingers. Okay, well, kind of, sort of. Let's talk about this battle that was just sent to me. This is different. I haven't shown one of these. I don't think ever. This is a minor settlement multiplayer battle set on Ultra Funds, and there is a little bit of balance tweaking that goes into attacker versus defender in siege battles as well as minor settlement battles. And I'm going to go over some numbers here for you real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes that is the battle. At Ultra Funds, the defender only gets 15,300 funds. The attacker gets 17,000, which is normal for Ultra Funds. For if it was set to large funds, the attacker would have 12,400. The defender gets 11,160. In contrast, in a siege battle, the defender on large funds would get 8,680 to the 12,400 for the attacker. And in an ultra battle, Ultra Funds, when the attacker has 17,000, the defender has 11,900. So, in this battle, though, it is, like I said, 15,300 funds for the defender, 17,000 for the attacker. Let's look at the attacker armies first. Paris brought 4 heavy Trojan spearmen, and they're kind of spread out amongst all 4 of the main attack areas. He also brought 4 renowned Phrygian axemen. He has 2 on the far right and 2 in the middle. And he brought 5, that's right, 5 exemplary Trojan slingers. I love that pick, I really do. He brought a Cyclops, chef's kiss. He brought a heavy Trojan chariot, which I think one of these is a good idea in a siege battle if you're an attacker. You have the numbers advantage. You might as well, especially if you don't have any gates in your way. These guys can help you plow right through a weakly defended choke point. So definitely a good pick there. And Paris here on foot. I love it. What a noble man's. Look at this. With the sun in the background. Fantastic looking game, guys. If you haven't bought the game yet, probably wait until it's out on Steam. But still, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Meanwhile, Paris, Hector, the defender, is already getting shot up by the exemplary Trojan slingers, has brought a little different themed army here, okay? He's got 2 renowned swordsmen. He has both of his guards of Troy both of his champions of Troy and both of his Hector's Chosen, as well as all 3 of his guards of Troy. For skirmishing forces, he's got a couple of Trojan slingers, a pair of renowned archers, and 1 light skirmisher with an XP chevron. He's also brought 2 heavy shock spears, and his hero is a defender companion. This is the healing defender hero that I like so much. Pretty cool unit. Now that let's go ahead and take a look at the map here while I put this. We're going to put this battle into play. This is the Tier 3 Rock Quarry settlement map. And really, the defender is banking on the fact that he has, if he needs to, he can fall back to 3 primary choke points. There's 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. That one's in gray because it's currently in the fog of war and nobody can really see it, the attacker anyway. But he's also set up a position here. He's already been forced to fall back from there because of the onslaught from the exemplary Trojan slingers. And he was hoping he could protect them from there. But he's already, he's doing an Australian peel. He's falling back, he's turning around some units and falling back a little bit more, turning around other units, falling back a little bit more. He could use the chokes to his advantage here and still cede a good portion of the town and not worry too much about losing ultimate tactical control of the battlefield. Now, the Cyclops is up here. I can only assume for boulder throwing privileges. I can't wait to see what he's going to be targeting here. The poor Trojan slingers, they just don't have the range, and they just don't have the damage, the firepower, anything really to compete with the exemplary Trojan slingers, and these guys punished for it. Look at this. There's only 24 of the 68 men remaining, and they only have 716 hit points out of their 4,700. Right now, Guards of Troy are starting to get shot by these exemplary Trojan slingers, but they might retarget and go for the light skirmishers just past them, because the Guards of Troy, even though they're not the greatest heavy infantry unit, we're still looking at a 75% missile block chance. So 3/4 of all the damage that the exemplary Trojan slingers would be doing is getting just deflected by those shields, which is, I'd say that's a really good trade for Hector here. The Guards of Troy are one of his less expensive units, and so the damage is being wasted on them when they could be used for more expensive units, and it's being 3/4 negated. Meanwhile, out here, Renowned Swordsmen, their shields are not as great. Their shields are only 65%, only a little bit not as great. And they're going to go ahead and just come out here and start eating up more of the ammo from the exemplary Trojan slingers. And you can see he's not content to just let Paris here outrange him and beat him into the ground. He wants to attack. I don't know if that's the best bet going against the Renowned Phrygian Axemen with the Renowned Swordsmen, and the Trojan Slingers have regrouped. They've taken about 25% of their damage here, but now the lines have clashed. The other Renowned Swords is going to try and get into the other Renowned Phrygian Axemen. Renowned Phrygian Axemen with a bonus versus swords are going to do just fine against Renowned Swordsmen. They'll probably defeat them by themselves, but they also have the support of the Heavy Trojan Spear with its shields on its backs. And very quickly, just while I was distracted by all that, the Light Skirmishers got absolutely nuked by the exemplary Trojan Slingers. Paris is now moving up here on the other flank with the Cyclops. I wonder if the Cyclops is considering throwing some boulders at the Heavy Shock Spears, or at this nice little grouped up blob of Renowned Archers and Heavy Shock Spears. So having dealt with the Light Skirmishers, the Slingers are now targeting the Guards of Troy, but they're getting shot by Renowned Archers. It's not great for them. They probably are going to retarget that and start shooting over there. Haven't seen any boulders yet, but the exemplary Trojan Slingers have also moved up over here. They're going to start shooting the Heavy Shock Spears. It's a great target because they don't have a shield. Here comes our first boulder, or at least the first one I've seen. And sure enough, it's going for the Heavy Shock Spears. Kablam! How many kills are we at with the Cyclops? Cyclops, 7 kills with that boulder. Not a bad showing. Not a bad showing at all. As predicted out here, the Renowned Phrygian Axes, supported by Heavy Trojan Spearmen in charge mode. All 3 of these units having bonus versus swords. These guys are just going to die, and they're going to keep dying as they're going to get shot in the back as they retreat. This is just horrific. War crimes, my friends. War crimes. Those slingers are capable of war crimes. Yeah, and now the shattered Trojan slingers are also getting killed from the overlap in the position. These guys are still just broken. They're not shattered. Okay, the Guards of Troy recognize they need to retreat now. They're actually getting a javelin shower from what's left of the Renowned Phrygian Axemen ammo, and because their backs are turned, the slingers are also going to retarget them. Now these guys are going to take a lot more damage than they need to be receiving. They're going to try and fall back. Oh man, it's actually a crossfire. The other slingers are also targeting this Guard of Troy. And look at this, this Renowned Swordsman actually regrouped. I don't think he noticed. He has them turned around the wrong way. Renowned Archers have re-engaged the exemplary Trojan Slingers. They've done about 2/3 damage to this exemplary Trojan Slinger. This is what I like about settlement battles and some siege battles. But more so in settlement battles, the ranged advantage really matters. Well, point blank boulder. Don't think that got very many. I got 2, if any. But the Light Skirmishers over here, if they just dish out what few javelins they can throw, and throw them all at the Cyclops, that'll be great. What is Paris doing up here? I think he realized at the last second he needs to go the other way. He must have had an attack order against the guard or a champion or something and just strayed way too close to the Heavy Shock Spears. But Heavy Shock Spears, I'd like to introduce you to somebody who does your job but better. Heavy Trojan Spearmen, shields on the back, turtle mode. They will actually do better than the Heavy Shock Spears. Look at the damage, look at the charge bonus. That's 98 and 30 for the Heavy Shock Spears. The Heavy Trojan Spearmen, 145 and 28. I think losing the charge bonus is okay. The other difference here is the melee defense, though. The Heavy Trojan Spearmen sacrifice a lot of melee defense by putting that shield onto their back, where the Heavy Trojan Spearmen, they still have like a 39 melee defense. Doesn't matter, though. They're broken. They're soundly defeated. Slingers over here really beat up, but they're still dishing out lots of amp. God, look at these men just dying. Oh, horrific. Absolutely horrific. Javelins, slings, Everything's just coming for all of these unshielded lads. That is the downside to bringing archers against slingers, is that the archers can't bring a shield. Their weapon requires both hands to use. And the slingers, well, in contrast, they can carry a shield, and they use it pretty effectively. Look at that. I think you could probably make an argument that an archer could use a buckler, similar to what the slingers are using, but not in this instance, not in this game anyway. So this really strong formation here. These guys have their shields up over their heads, but they're turning around, and they're at risk of getting shot in the back. I think if Hector's player here had just, stood his ground in a couple of instances and held his shields high, because he has great missile block chance with Hector, he might have been able to waste a lot of the slinger's ammo. Oh, we got another boulder. That one pathetically missed. The Guards of Troy did dodge it. How's the Cyclops doing? Total kills 10. Really needs to get the Cyclops involved in melee, I think, at this point, if he's going to catch any value out of him. Not that I think he needs him at this stage. He's already broken through another line of defense midway through the Rock Quarry town. This Guard of Troy is absolutely going to break here any second. Renowned Archers, they're fleeing the onslaught of Renowned Phrygian Axemen, but they're going to flee into more Renowned Phrygian Axemen. There's nowhere for these Renowned Archers to go now. They might have been on skirmish mode, and they've got nowhere they can go. They've pulled out swords. It looks like they're just going to try and get in here into the melee. I don't know. The slingers are ignoring them so that they can shoot more Guards of Troy off in the distance. Now, out here, as you can see, Hector can put up a strong defense right here. Just make that his line. 3 choke points, really, and he can do some work with this, but it might just be a bit too much. We still have some very fresh, very healthy heavy Trojan spearmen out here. Champions of Troy, of course, no slouches. They're also very healthy, very fresh. This heavy Trojan spearman needs to catch its breath a little bit, but it's not hurt all that badly. And there's still ammo on the slingers to dish out to the Champions of Troy, but the Champions of Troy will shrug off a lot of that. There goes a point-blank boulder right into the face of an overlapped Guard of Troy and Hector Chosen. That is horrific news. A little undershot, though. The Cyclops only managed 3 kills with that boulder. Sure enough, the Renowned Archers over here are dead. The heavy Trojan Chariots are still in this fight and are still capable. This is actually an interesting scenario here, and I like how Hector is prepared for it. He's made a choice and he's committed to it, but there's a definite downside to it. He knows that if he leaves a Hector's Chosen by itself, it will get run over by heavy Trojan Chariots. So he has their numbers grouped together with Guards of Troy. But by overlapping his units like this, boom, as you can see, Paris can kill multiple units with each shot. The Cyclops boulders can kill multiple units. I don't think this is where the heavy Trojan Chariots want to be, but they still manage a breakthrough there. A huge boulder, point blank, into the Champions of Troy. I don't know. I don't think he needs to defend back there. I think he needs to fall back and just defend here, since he still has his 3 units. There's still a few more sling rounds left, but they're negligible at this point. I think he really needs to fall back and defend here, where he has all of the extra units, and then he can free up a Champion of Troy to fight those heavy Trojan Chariots, because that is a lot of damage Hector's Chosen is taking now. A lot of damage. But look at that, the heavy Trojan Chariots, they're also getting torn up by the Guards of Troy and by the hero, and that's going to waver, that's going to break the heavy Trojan Chariots. They're going to get out of here only about 14, 15 kills tops, and maybe 1 XP chevron. Yeah, they're broken right there. Holy cow. There is the Guard of Troy regroup back over here. Man, oh man, the heavy Trojan Chariot broke in the wrong direction. Ooh, Champions of Troy is still strong over here. Hector's Chosen grouped up with the Guard of Troy over here with a lot of heavy Phrygian Axemen and heavy Trojan Spearmen. All of these units, remember, they do have a bonus versus swords. And the Hector's Chosen does have a bonus versus the heavy Trojan Spearmen, but look at this. It's really evenly matched. Some of these units are losing because they are exhausted, however. And now the Exemplary Trojan Slingers, they're all out of ammo. They need to recover their stamina, and then there'll be an okay medium sword unit for melee. But right now, as exhausted as they are, look at their melee defense, melee attack stats, really, really low. So I think if I was Paris, I'd actually be trying to recover their stamina as best I can. Look at these broken heavy Trojan Chariots just being a nuisance in the backfield. The Cyclops is charged on up in here. Look at this. This is a really haggard central defense, and Paris has ammo for days. He can dish out 40 arrows in support of the Cyclops. So the Cyclops, with Paris's support, will easily kill the Defender companion hero. He's got to get his hero out of there if he wants his spearman to kill the Cyclops. And if he turns Hector's Chosen out here to attack Paris, oh man, that would be very, very bad for Paris. Very bad indeed. But it looks like, yeah, that's going to break the hero because he stood his ground to fight the Cyclops. He needs to get his Chosen over there to fight Paris. He really does. We do see some move orders here. What was the order? Oh, he's trying to pull his Cyclops out of there. He doesn't just want to fight all of that. Man, oh man, he's really committed to these choke points. Champions of Troy, they're going to have to hold out for a long time against a lot of units. And the Guards of Troy and Hector's Chosen, they might pull that off. I see the morale is really starting to dip on these units. Oh my goodness. Oh, that boulder was not a friendly boulder. That Cyclops just threw that right into the back of the exemplary Trojan slingers. Those slingers, they got about half their stamina. I don't think they're going to do so hot. Yeah, it says damaged by artillery. Read it and weep. The Cyclops is an artillery piece, everybody. And they said Troy has no artillery. Nuh-uh. Nay. Okay, so who's Paris shooting at now? Paris is shooting at this this Guard of Troy back here. Man, oh man. I think, oh god, those Hector's Chosen would be such a good unit to attack Paris with. But it looks like the Guards of Troy are going to go after Paris instead. He's exhausted as well. His melee attack, melee defense are very low. Ooh! Horrific boulder. That brought the Cyclops down up to 57 kills. The Guards of Troy break from that. Hector's Chosen break from that. Guards of Troy shatter from that. This exemplary Trojan slinger is now free to get through the center. So as is the Cyclops. And Paris could actually get back here too and regroup the heavy Trojan chariots. If he could regroup that chariot, could you imagine the chaos? Okay, Hector's Chosen has fallen back from the far engagement. And I think that's a good call because all of these guys have bonus versus swords. And they're about to lose to this Guard of Troy, even though the Guard of Troy is also, well, maybe not. Maybe not. It might be too much for that Guard of Troy to handle. Holy cow. And yeah, sure enough, here goes the exemplary Trojan slinger. So boulder was just chucked. It looks like it got one of the Hector's Chosen. But it looks like Hector's Chosen are going to go and try and fight the Cyclops. I don't like this plan. I don't like this plan one bit. He just killed off the other Hector's Chosen. And Cyclops is going to fall back. I think the Cyclops would do just fine there. Hector's Chosen has got to fight Paris before they take too many casualties. Paris is up to 66 kills. And the Cyclops is probably just going to throw some boulders at these boys. No, wait. I don't know what their orders are. It looks like yes, they are going after Paris now. They really have got to. It's a good opportunity. If they can kill Paris, they'll be really set. This Champion of Troy, because it's been flank attacked by exemplary Trojan slingers, is going to break, but not before doing a lot of damage out here. There's hardly anybody left to take over the town. Wow, and there goes another boulder. Wait, the Hector's Chosen just bypassed Paris completely because they want to rear charge this blob. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's actually not a bad plan, but the renowned Phrygian Axemen are wise to it. They turn around. So, oof. Oof. The chariots regrouped, and they're now, uh-oh. I think they're going to take over the victory point, or they're going to try running, they're probably actually going to go ahead and rear charge the Champions of Troy. Man! That was very close. I think if the Hector's Chosen had just been used a little bit differently, it probably would have turned out much, much better. But that's going to break the Guards of Troy. They tried turning around so they could do something about the chariots, but that Champion of Troy is now shattered. That's it. Game over. Oh, wow. What a fight. Good game, Paris. Very good game. That was submitted to me by 7 Mode. He was playing against Tell Abomination. The defender is Hector of Troy. Only 13 kills for this Hector's Chosen. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Man, 0 kills for this renowned archer. 2 kills for these slingers and the light skirmishers. only 3 kills for the 2 heavy shock spears. These are units that I wouldn't bring anyway. So don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, that's it for me to get today, guys. Ta-ta. I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next video.